Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your March 2016 reading. Great to see everybody again, and let's get started and see what's coming through as far as guidance and information for you. The first thing that we look at, like we do every month, is channeled information. What I got for your sign was actually kind of fun. Recreation. Actually, the first thing that I got was recess, but I thought, no, the connotations with it didn't make sense, and I kept thinking, I'm like, no, it has to be more playful. So for you, what I like about the word recreate is that part of it is like there's creation in it. If I even just take this off, the art of play is actually the art of creation because we let our minds have fun with things. And one of the things I like to do when I'm not doing reading is writing, and writing requires a bit of playfulness and that you approach it from a place of having fun. So I would say your biggest opportunity this month is to not take yourself so seriously. And I know that air signs tend to want to think through things a lot, but this is a month where if you can somehow do that in a more playful, chill, relaxing sort of environment, you're going to be able to accomplish more than you thought you could. And give yourself time to just go out with friends, to rest, to sleep, to take a vacation. There's a theme that I'm seeing this month, but for you, more pronounced and more loud than the other signs, it's about fun for you. Fun equals productivity in the end, and it also just equals fun. So give yourself a chance to do it. Let's take a look at your catalyst for this month, which is going to be your keystone and your way to connect to that playful attitude that I was sort of alluding to here at the beginning. So let me shuffle one more time. Aha! So the fun will also help you with romance. And we didn't even get to that part of your reading yet, but basically what we're seeing here with this lovely Archangel Michael deck is that you're being guided to not just have fun for the sake of productivity and enjoyment, but when you're sort of laughing, giggling, not focusing so much on, will I find the right person? Why am I not in love, etc., or does the person I'm with love me? They fall in love again, or somebody falls in love with that playful nature in you because that's more natural. A lot of times the unrehearsed, I guess is the best word I can say, that unrehearsed sort of ability that we have when we let our guard down is what really brings in the ideal partner, because then they're attracted to who you truly are. So anyway, that's what's coming through. Definitely connected with love and romance. So now let's take a look at everything going on in your life for this month. After that, we'll extend it out as always into health, wealth, love, and destiny. And for those of you that ask a lot of questions about which cards that I'm using, I'm going to make sure to name the main tarot deck, this one, in my description below the video. And then on my website, nicholastarot.com, you'll be able to see all the different decks that I use. And I'll put links to Amazon so it's easier for you guys to find it. That way I don't have to answer every month about 15 questions about which deck. I can't list every deck in every reading because it'll just take too long to put all those links. But if I put them all on my website, I figure then you'll have a much easier time sort of identifying it. And again, I'll list this main deck. Okay, back to your reading. Your central card is the Knight of Wands right at the center, which is showing me in its reverse state that there's a little bit of reluctance when it comes to issues of power, of sharing your ideas with others. You also may be feeling a little bit of a depletion in regards to energy. So if that's the case, I want you to do what you can to sort of give yourself, that's why the recreation came through, but also part of this can be rest and relaxation. So taking time to go to a spa, taking time to really just recuperate, it's going to help you quite a bit. We then have the Chariot over top of this, showing me that in addition to sort of possibly not letting out some of your ideas, there might be a sense of either authority or shyness, even your own sort of confidence that's coming through at the center. I'm going to quickly glance out here and say that most of that seems to be fear-based. Most of your cards seem to be pretty positive, but I'll read through everything and then maybe we can get more at the root of the matter. When we look at your deep past, we have the Wheel of the Year, aka the Wheel of Fortune, in reverse. And so money matters may be not exactly where you'd like them to be right now. And I feel like this is something that's been going on for a few months. It can also be opportunities in your life. Just basically you're pushing a little bit too hard to get where you want to be. When this happens, you notice that this wheel of the year, beautifully illustrated, shows that we go through cycles every year. Some of them we control, some of them are preordained. What you need to ask yourself is, why is this current phase so difficult? Have you missed an opportunity, or have you forgotten something else that you might be able to do? So typically there's a reason why resistance exists in the Wheel of Fortune reversed. When I look here at the recent past, we have the Lord of Shadows, aka Death. This is a much nicer version of the Death card, however, much more of a focus on transformation. And what we see here with this is sometimes we look back with regret over how we got to where we are now. So if, for instance, if you've lost money, if you've lost someone in your life, if that Knight of Wands was a fire sign that left you, because we have the Death card, either literally or sort of in a more subtle form, maybe they transitioned on, they left the physical plane. Whatever it is, know that this is now your journey. You can't always project onto other people, and you can't always worry so much about what they think of you or your decisions. You do the best you can at any given time. There's no guarantees. And this Death card is saying release your regret, because believe it or not, there's a little bit of holly with this figure of Death here. You can barely see it right there. There's a blessing, there's a nurturing that comes through the release sometimes. So what I want you to do is sort of let that happen. Let whatever's going to leave your life at the moment leave, and just don't think it through too much. In fact, much like this, it would be better if you need to kind of escape to go out with friends, to engage, like see a movie, do something that's just fun, and don't sit and think through it. Sometimes you can't make sense of everything, okay? Knight of Chalices being your crowning card, saying that really there is a lot to celebrate right now. And once you get through the difficult transition at the beginning of the month, possibly forgive yourself for any sort of situations going on with finances, etc., that you're going to open up and be much more jubilant about what's ahead rather than what's past. Three of Cups reversed, showing that it's tricky right now for many of you to get outside of your shells. You may not be feeling like spending time with friends. You may not want to have other people judging you. There's a fear sometimes with the Three of Cups of what other people could be saying about you, or how they might react if you're out in a crowd again and you haven't been for a while. Why not just have fun? And for those of you that are really seriously either trying to find a partner or progress further in your current relationship, we have 10 of Chalices reversed, which means this isn't the month to have like a proposal or a serious communication about what's next. It's a month to just enjoy company. It's a month for you to get a little bit more steady and clear in what you're looking for, either in your existing relationships or in new ones. So don't make any sudden movements this month. It's not the best time for that. Also, when we look here in your environment card, it's a lot like the Death card, actually. So some of you are feeling either victimized, left out, misunderstood, but it's really not the end of the world. It's an opportunity for you to start something fresh, start something new. I just got a flash that a lot of you are going to need to start a new job, take on a new responsibility this month, and whatever it is that left because you needed more energy, you needed more time, and even if it was a difficult loss, a best friend or something like that, there's going to be new things coming through. In particular, we've got the Magician card here, and this is telling me, aka the Witch in this deck, but reversed, saying you need to find your sense of purpose and power again. Some of you might have relinquished that because the center card was Knight of Wands crossed by the Chariot, and so with this card being reversed, don't forget that you already have whatever it is that you need to sort of get to the next step. You don't need permission from someone else. You really don't need to take any new classes. I don't feel like any of you are off track, so to speak. I feel like you actually have what you need. And I see a period of recovery coming through for some of you that were having issues with finances. Again, when I hold the cards reversed, it just means that there's a muted value to this. So what I see here with the Seven of Wands, if we take it upright, it's typically something where you're tending to a garden, tending to many things, often saving things down, paying things down, and then also saving. So you're usually doing a couple things, working hard, but it's all headed in the right direction. You have to give yourself time. I see between now and June and July as being that period of recovery. Should be much better after that, but you have to sort of stay focused on the present and just be grateful for the progress that you're making, because the Seven of Pentacles is a card of continued and genuine and gradual improvement. So let's just quickly look at everything as I pull your next card, which is going to be health and health in both mental and physical sort of parts of your life. So your health outlook is basically to be more independent, spread your wings. But what I get with this is actually, I really want a lot of you to focus on flexibility in your body. So stretching in particular, for those of you that live a sedentary sort of life, either because you might work in a digital job, an online job, or you sit a lot at a desk, maybe you're some sort of a financial analyst or whatever. This is a time for you really to stretch more. And then I also want you to kind of expand your thinking. Don't start to limit yourself. When we look at the center card here, the Knight of Wands reversed with the Chariot over top of it, it means sometimes other people have put barriers on the way that we feel, the way that we think, the way that we act. And when that happens, then we start to get stuck in the fear. What will they think? What will they do? Will I ever live up to it? I don't have the power. Oh my God, this isn't working out. So it's this fear cycle that I see right around the center, when the truth of the matter is you're already doing the work, you already have the skills, and your heart is sort of, when it's engaged and passionate and feeling supported, the sky's the limit, which is what we see here, quite literally. So with the 2 card on here, it's the first 2 weeks of the month is where I want you to both stretch your body, stretch your mind, and release any sort of harsh thoughts about yourself. Remember, you're also going to have a better opportunity to find love this month, because we said romance is around the corner. We see that with the Knight of Chalices. It could be a beautiful water sign like a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I'm going to jump to love, even though we didn't cover wealth yet. Let's just see what love is bringing in for you. Your way to love, we have the peace offering card here, beautiful, which is showing me that through your own acts of generosity, you're going to only bring in more love and more happiness in your life. So this is a great month to, when we talk about love and relationships, it's not just about finding your partner, it's also about making happier and healthier bonds with coworkers and with family. And I'm really getting that with the peace offering, particularly for work and for loved ones outside of just romantic relationships. That peace of mind will probably help lift up your romantic relationships as well. But for you, for what I'm seeing for love is actually to love everyone, not just your partner or seeking out that partner. So we skipped over wealth. I want to make sure I cover wealth as well. Seeing that that you have this sort of loss or stagnancy in the past, and I see forward momentum. How can you keep that forward momentum is really what I'm looking for here in this deck. So it's interesting. I got service as well. One cool thing with the universe is if you sort of release the feeling that you don't have enough, if you start to reprogram yourself and think, it'll work out, not to the point of sort of blindly thinking, I'm not going to worry about anything, but it's sort of like, no, I know that I'm working hard. I believe that my actions are good. I understand that everything takes time. It's going to work out. Having a little bit of confidence and not feeding into this Nine of Swords. With the Nine of Swords, it's fear begets more fear. So what I want you to do is flip around your confidence and your power card and think, it's going to be fine, and work. And so okay, with the service, if you're actually feeling like you have enough, and I think you do with the Seven of Pentacles, you can volunteer a little bit this month. You could do a very small donation. It can literally be $1. So what you do when you donate to a cause or give to somebody in need, maybe you buy a sandwich for a homeless person or something, you show the universe Thank you for what you've given me. I'm going to give a little bit back, and I know you've got my back. It's not about opening up your checkbook and losing everything. It's about a very small act of gratitude and kindness that shows that you know that you're okay and you know that more will come your way. It shows I'm not afraid. So it can be $1, it can be a penny, it can just be a kind word. But somehow give back in gratitude and in service. And service can be so many different things. Just think of how you want to serve your highest good or your highest power. And it can be planting a flower. You see I have it in the background. There it is, opposite sides here. The amaryllis growing, and it took me like 6 weeks to grow that. I didn't do it just because it looks nice in the background. I like to plant flowers, water them, love them, and that's just a different type of altar back there. It's an altar to nature. And when I feed and take care of plants, I'm giving back, and that's an act of service. So it can be something like that. You can just go outside and sort of weed your flower garden, plant a new flower, water things, and that will work for you, okay? And that brings in more abundance. All right, now finally for our looking into your destiny, this is what can take you beyond the channeled information, beyond that keystone catalyst card that we're looking at. What's next? What can you connect to get to a higher purpose and basically continue on that Seven of Pentacles route? So we have innocence, which is getting out of the victim, this sort of victim mentality. It's not feigning innocence. It's why not believe everybody's trying to do the best that they can. So rather than taking someone and basically criticizing them, demonizing them, whatever word you want to use for that, let's just assume that people make mistakes. You make mistakes. I make mistakes. We all do the best we can, and let's just assume the best and assume that people are innocent until they give you some reason to believe or understand that they don't have the best sort of intentions. And it's a lot easier to live that way. Yeah, you get disappointed, but more often than not, you're happier because you're not thinking if people are plotting against you and things are happening. You realize the world doesn't rotate around you, and it's a lot easier to exist in it. From a chakra point of view, a focus on the lower chakras this month for Gemini will be very good. So particularly your first and your third are coming through on this, but first, second, and third. So air signs tend to already go really high up. You usually live heart, throat, third eye, and above. But I need you to engage with the lower chakras, and you can do that in your acts of service, with going outside, with stretching, like I was saying earlier, doing things to feel part of the earth. Flowers are a great example because you get your hands in the dirt, and the dirt grounds you. And if you live in the city like I do, you can still have a few inside and find a way to connect with that earth energy. So air signs need earth to ground them. Other than that, remember the channeled information. Have some fun this month. Have some fun. Make some time for love and for relationships, because with the Knight of Chalices, there's a great opportunity for love coming through this month. For those of you that are wondering what the Knight of Chalices and Knight of Cups can look like, usually a little bit younger. We're talking 20s and 30s. Personality-wise, open, loving. Heart is definitely open, often an artistic type. Feature-wise, usually lighter. Something lighter about them, lighter eyes, lighter hair, lighter skin. Doesn't have to be all three, but there's something that's like, I would not be the Knight of Chalices, for instance. You need much lighter features. So hopefully that helps you. I tend to pay attention to the attributes more. So creativity, openness, lovingness, probably a water sign. Anyway, be on the lookout for that. But at the very least, that card can just say, what you need to do is be open, creative, playful, because that's really what the Knight of Chalices would do. And also, take the initiative. Knights aren't ones to sort of wait for someone to come to them. They're demonstrative. They act. And they present what, they sort of go after what they want. So go after what you want in the areas of love and relationships this month, okay? That's it. Just be kind to yourselves and realize that you are making good progress, okay? That's the one last little bit of information that came through to me. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, it looks like pretty much a fun month for you. There's not a lot to worry about. You didn't get really heavy cards this month. So make the most of that. And please keep in touch with me. I love seeing all the likes, the comments, and the subscribes. You can also follow me on social networks. I think I'm on most of them at this point. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram now, and then of course you can subscribe to me here, or you can join my newsletter, and I'll make sure to sort of blast out when new things are happening. If you'd ever like to have a one-on-one appointment, you can book one through my website, and you can see my rates and availability. I'll post it in one of the corners here. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'll see you again in a month. Take care of yourself and be kind and have fun. Remember, have fun. Satnam. Thank you.